I got you, people. So, why is it that mostly now all YouTubers, not everyone, but most, are now infatuated with using Chat GPT and artificial intelligence? As you know, if you looked around, Chat GPT is not created by some super mega computer that could create another computer to help the human race figure out their problems when it comes to briefings, right? I'm using a briefing because it's the correct word, but as I get along, I'm going to tell you how the other people call it. But for right now, educational purpose, I got to laugh because that just remind me of how people speak and they call it educational purpose. But I don't know how this, it's educational at one point, but right, the Chat GPT could be, it's inaccurate, people. There's already articles out there, it's inaccurate, so I have no idea why people that think they're so intelligent could use a machine built by another man. That's true. Machines are built by man, people. So the person that has the most intelligence is a human being, not a machine. So GDP, did I say that right? It's, every time I say I mispronounce it, it's like committing a crime. I'm arrested, judge. I just committed a crime. So, GPT, every time you use it, you probably gonna make yourself look dumber than you are, right? Because the program, the people that program is probably didn't put the right information, because the only way these bots get the information in artificial intelligence by another person, another human, put in the information, input, and what you prompt it for something is going to give you the output. I hope you understood that input and output stuff. But anyway, ChatGPT is not as accurate as people think, right? Is 60% accurate depending what you ask it, right? Most ChatGPT is used for simplifying people's draft or essay, to simplify in the most, I guess, English term, because I don't know how other people use it in the world, but in the most simplest term, simplify your draft or your essays or your briefs, right, to present to your professor, your business. But it's inaccurate. It's 40%. ChatGPT is going to give you inaccurate information because it cannot decipher from what you're really asking, right? It's going to give you a similarity diagnosis of what you're asking. It's not going to be accurate. It's not going to be rational and reliable in logical terms. If you understood what I said, I said so many words there that I don't think everybody can understand it. But this particular thing that I'm speaking about is for the apes, because you got a couple of few apes out there that think they're lawyers and they're using ChatGPT to submit briefings, right? A lot of people call it briefings. A real lawyer call it a briefing, but the apes call it a story. So now you know why their papers keep on getting dismissed in court, because what they write up, simplifying their argument as a story, and it's inconsistent, inaccurate with the codes and rules of the courts. So as a person try to write a briefing using ChatGPT, I committed a crime again. Every time I say it wrong, it's a crime. It should be a crime. But I don't know. Let me not say that, then everybody will be put on sanctions and violations and charges, right? But anyway, ChatGPT cannot be used in court matters because The ChatGPT cannot decipher accuracy from a briefing that within code to explain to the petitioner or the courts the code that is writing, because it doesn't have that information. So it's 60% accurate in simplifying things, but not in determining the codes of the courts. That's why you could get sanctions for using these things, and they got other tools that would check, right? Universities and other law firms, courts have a system to check if you are using ChatGPT, and you will get in trouble. So for those people that like to use this thing, ChatGPT is not accurate, people. So, but I understand if the person sounds intelligent and he could convince you that what you're saying is true, that you use ChatGPT, he's gonna take it as accurate and use it and file papers in accuracy, inconsistent with the code of law. And that's why these cases keep on getting dismissed. People, if you're not smart enough to think on your own, rational thinking, logical thinking, you have no business writing a briefing to court. That's why there's defense lawyers that go to school and go to a law school and have to pass the bar and get a degree on law. You're not going to make it, not even a paralegal that is below a lawyer, right? That's the job of a paralegal, that he's got to know something. And at this time and age, no paralegal ever used a ChatGPT or artificial intelligence, right? They had to know some basic knowledge of writing briefings, but the paralegals, all they do is fill up papers, put them in order, and serves them on the petitioner. But paralegals are never in court trying to fight a case, especially criminal cases and things like that, even civil cases. I never heard of such thing. But you got so-called retail investors, AMC, that think that they know everything, and they're using this chatbot, artificial intelligence, to write a document, and they never have a closure, and they never have the reason, the cause and effect, and they never put like the settlement, you know, what they're looking for at the end of this case, right? What are the damages? What damages are they seeking? All they do is just write up the briefing and arguments with no closure to it. So that's what I gotta say, people. If you're not smart enough to think for yourself and go to a real law library, you're wasting your time using these bots, artificial intelligence that was programmed by another human being that might not even have accurate information. You don't need a bot or an artificial intelligence with all this is already documented law books already. You know, people these days, they don't want to read, right? They just want to see somebody give you the information, put out the video. But that's not how things work, people. You're always going to get it wrong every time you use somebody's information, because that information is not accurate, especially if the person is a well-spoken person. And that's why we have in these channels people that are well-spoken, that are here to entice you, to making you think that they're giving you accurate information, and it's not. You got to look into yourself. ChatGPT, see, I committed a crime again. ChatGPT is not an accurate bot, people. Get your information from the real law library. And with that, people, I'll let you go and you think about that.